Okay, well, that was a lot of work. Took off about a 1/4 inch, and more or less, and just made that match up as closely as I could. Being able to cut halfway through with the skill saw. My circular saw, like I mentioned before, died. I found this one pre-owned from a carpenter who wasn't going to use it anymore, and yeah, it's a skull saw, magnesium, worm drive, model 77, and it's really smooth. I like it. I might adjust the plate a little bit, like a 1/16 of an inch, just to get a little more 90 degree to the blade, but that's really the only thing. And I'll double check the brushes and the oil, but that's looking like a pretty good cut. And I'll get the frame refit and get this window in place, and then after I get that one done, this window is next. I got that frame disassembled. That's what was up there, and I've got to cut it to fit a new frame to set this one in, and so that's where we're going. That one's good. Those ones are good. And thanks for joining me. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate that. All of you that have subscribed, thank you. And please do if you haven't yet. It doesn't cost anything, and it's significant for me. So thank you much. All right, so that window is in, and looks like it's a little off square because there's a little gap there and there. So, oh well. Right now I really don't care about it. I'm gonna frame around it anyways, and climb up here and show a little. You see the gap? Bigger on one side. I want to get this thing dried in for the winter, and when it's in a permanent home, I can make sure it's totally square, and I'll be removing and reinstalling this anyways at that point. Now, what I took out and expanded, you can see, is the space of that little bit. So, about 3/8 maybe. And just enough where you can see how I varied on the wall. Had I been more exact as I put that up, then I probably wouldn't have had to do all that, but I did, and I'm framing around that anyways, inside and outside, so that gap doesn't matter in reality. And this window is in, so that's this one. Let's see, unlock it there, that's it. And then this knob, now this is the only one that's different than the others that are crank. This one's a knob, but that seems to slide pretty well. Need to clean this one out just like the rest of them, and that's awesome. That if I really want some massive airflow, it's available. I'm gonna clean those out, lube them up, but I may not do that until springtime. That's most likely. And I'm gonna go ahead and get the, you can see that's gonna have to be cleaned because it is, well, maybe that's all on the outside. I'm gonna clean it anyways eventually, but I'm gonna put that second pane, which I've got sitting over here, in place so that it doesn't break. And then I just need to do the exact same thing to this area and get that window in it, and that will be the last window until springtime. So that's going to be it for now, and you'll see more shortly. All right, so I'm about to get this opening cut a little bit bigger, and I just wanted to show how much natural light there is. So I've got the front of the cabin covered and got the windows on that side, this window over here, those windows over there, and it's morning time. This is really well lit, and I just wasn't expecting it to be so well lit. You can, obviously the windows need clean, but you can see mountains in the background over there, and the opposite way we're way closer, so you can see them that way, possibly, depending on trees. I have to look, but it's just well illuminated, and I'm really happy with that. So we'll see. I'm gonna test the level on that, and if that window's not level, then I'm going to unscrew it from the bottom, that side, and the top, and then put a shim up top, and that'll bring it down and level. But we'll see. I'm gonna check the level first. That's might be what I do anyways, but we'll know when I do it. Just wanted to give that quick update, and you can really just see well in this area. And this is the first time I've had this enclosed with the windows on the big openings, and now there's no breeze or anything, so it feels pretty dried in this area, even though we're still missing half the roof. But I'm gonna get this window cut bigger and installed, and then I will work on the roof and go from there. I'm gonna have to tear apart those pallets, this one here, so that I can use those for building the roof. I might need a couple more, we'll see. Alright, gonna cut this out a little bit wider, put in a new frame, and that's what I'm gonna show you. So I marked a line about the width I want. I'm just gonna make sure that that is level and or true, and then I'll take out some of these screws that are in here, as many as I can, and cut it out, put some screws back in, and build a frame for it, for that to sit inside. Alright, so I've got that window in, level, shimmed, and it took a lot more work, but I've got this window shimmed. I scooted it up and I shimmed it at the bottom, as you can see with that second horizontal board there. It was a lot of work because it's tight, only because right in the center there's a whole bunch of screws and a seal over that, making it like, I don't know, between the top and the bottom, maybe a 1/4 inch taller. So I had to eventually, what I did was I used the circular saw to just graze the top a little bit in the center and take off some of the thickness. And you can see there it's going to be framed over, so it doesn't matter, or trimmed over, but that's what it took to get it in. And just glad everything is in. It's going to be a lot of work to get out when it is, but that time will come and it'll be good. And so right now all the windows are in, and that's a really good thing because it's inclement weather, it's winter, the door is not built, and so that is not in. Still have to decide if I want to swing in or out with the door. It's a big door, it's going to stay a big door, and I don't want to occupy a whole bunch of space here because of that, and that's why I was thinking about having it swing out. And besides, I'm not worried about getting blocked in here. And eventually I'll put an exit upstairs as well. And okay, now earlier I was talking, there you can see the mountains from that window. And so we'll have mountains in all directions, mountain views in all directions from here. And anyways, I think I'll just have it swing out, but that's still up in the air, and I can change that at any point in time. But just haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do that. But that's the only opening to close besides getting the roof in, and so that's what I'm going to work on now. Oh, and obviously all the way around the roof.